You need a ride, eh? Where you off to? Oh? You're in luck then. I have to go down there for a job. Hop on in. I don't normally pick up hitchhikers, but you poor thing, you don't even have a raincoat. If you reach behind you, there's a heavy blanket in the back somewhere. Has some old stains on it, but it's warm and dry. You look soaked. That button there is for seat heating, but I think one of the cables might be defective. You can't turn it all the way up. I haven't gotten around to fixing it yet. But the medium setting works just fine. Should be enough to make sure you don't catch cold. What are you even doing out in this kind of weather all by yourself? We're quite far from the city. The weather forecast said there's a storm cooking up and advised people to stay indoors, so... Oh, jeez, and they just kicked you out in the middle of nowhere? That's not really what friends do, don't you think? You're lucky anyone's even driving this way with how the weather's been behaving. I was thinking about taking the main road at first, but I had a feeling there might be an accident considering how wet the streets are and how little you can see through the rain. I suppose I'm glad I didn't. But we will have to get on the highway in a bit. Let's just hope the other drivers behave. The radio isn't working at the moment. Bad connection, a few little bugs in the system. So, we'll either have to fill the ride with awkward silence or awkward banter. Your choice. Yeah, I know. I'll have to get that fixed too. Been a bit busy lately. Yeah, I travel a lot for work. Never get to stay in one spot for very long. But I'm fine with it. You get used to it eventually. Especially when you don't have anyone waiting for you at home. It's actually quite nice. Somewhat of a freeing feeling to just be able to see more of the country without having to worry about anyone feeling left behind. Enough about that, though. I'm sure it's boring you already. And I don't really like talking about my personal affairs too much. I'm not even sure why I'm telling you this to begin with. Maybe you just have a very relaxing aura. You could make a good spy. Anyway, why were you and your friends even out here in the first place? Camping in this weather? The more you tell me about those people, the weirder they get. Is this the right way? You're not in a hurry, are you? Good. Because I don't plan on going much faster than this. The car's company property. I'd rather not get scolded by the boss again. And as good as my reflexes may be, you can barely see a car's length ahead. I'd rather not risk it. You look comfy. Have you warmed up a little bit by now? I'm glad. We'll still take a bit to get to our destination, but you're rather nice company. I never thought picking up a hitchhiker would be this pleasant. Well, that was awkward. I, could have sworn I turned that off. Wait, is that you in the picture? You've got to be kidding me. Let's just turn that off and pretend like nothing happened. I mean, what else are we supposed to do? I can't just take you out in the middle of the road, in a company car nonetheless. A cleaning bill and damage to the inside would get me into a lot of trouble. And the next exit is still a couple of minutes away. Don't even think about that. Despite how slow I'm going, we are on a highway in heavy rain. You'd cause an accident, probably traumatize whatever poor driver can't stop the car in time. We'll figure this out somehow, okay? Just stay calm and don't try anything stupid. I don't have any weapons in there. Just a bunch of papers and some tissue and sanitizing wipes. Unless you plan on chewing up my documents and spitting them at me, that really won't help you. Actually, there has to be a little box of mints around somewhere. Could you dig that out for me while you're at it? No, it's not a trick. I just really like the way they taste. You can have one too if you like, but they're a bit spicy. Oh, come on. I'm trying to ease the situation a bit. There's no sense letting tension grow even worse for the next few minutes, don't you think? What did you even do that somebody would want you dead? You don't seem like the type of sleazy gangster I usually have to deal with. No idea at all? Strange. Anyways, I suppose my initial idea of inviting you to dinner won't work out too well anymore. Jeez. What a weird situation. You looked hungry. I didn't get a chance to ask you yet. Was going to suggest it when we got to the city, but that idea's down the drain now. I guess I'll have to find a secluded spot for the two of us instead. And not in a fun way. I mean, even if you were to run away, I'd only lose my element of surprise. Maybe having dinner together could still be fun? Dumb idea. I know. Fraternizing with the target. Not something I ever thought I'd try. At least not like this. What a strange coincidence, too. Receiving the job to find you just as you're sitting in my car. Cuddled up in a blanket. Soaked from the rain. If I've learned anything in my time being It's that looks can be deceitful. I've never had anyone put up that good of an act. Normally, I can see right through people. They might have an innocent face, but you can tell by that subtle undertone in their voice. The way they stare at you just a little too intensely. The nervous glancing around, or way too casual stance. Or how a fine muscle in their face keeps twitching. But you're a tough one. I can't hear so much as the slightest hint of guilt or evil intent in your voice. You didn't switch up at all when that message came through. If anything, you seemed scared. Like a mouse that's been caught in a trap. You try to puff up your fur to seem bigger. Scramble around to find something to protect yourself with. You don't seem like a bad person. Can you think of anyone who might want to get rid of you for whatever reason? Maybe you upset somebody or seen something you shouldn't have? As if that actually matters now. Even if you were entirely innocent. You've seen my face. You know what I do. Or at least, you've got a pretty good hint. Doesn't take a detective to connect the dots. I can't just let you skip off on your jolly way. Maybe it would have been better if I'd never stopped to pick you up. But you probably would have caught your death out there, too. Well, not like this is any better. It really is quite an unlucky day for you, whichever way it would have ended. And there's our exit. Do you have a favorite restaurant in town? I mean, prisoners also got to get a last meal, don't they? And you seem nice. We don't have to, but I'm getting a bit hungry as well. It's been a long day. I think we both deserve a nice meal. Anything you want, I'll pay. I suppose that's the least I could do. Hey there, cupcakes. I hope you are all heading into a lovely weekend. Actually, you guys are already in the weekend if you're listening to this on the day it comes out. I'm not recording on the weekend. I'm recording ahead of time. What's life like in the future? Are there flying cars? Do people have gills? I want to know that there are gill people. Anyway, thank you all very much for listening as I slowly lose my mind. And I would like to thank you all for still being here. I would like to thank you all for your support, for your likes, for your shares, for your comments, for your subscriptions. I would like to point out to you that I said I'm going to promote the hell out of my unsuitable stories playlist full of all of the stories that got restricted. And you can see for yourself how there seems to be no rhyme or reason. But you know what? If this is going to happen, I'm going to play with it. I'm going to have fun with it. I'll include a link to it in the description below. You can also find it. I'll have a little card at the end of this video that you can click on and go right to that playlist. Because I'm playing out my rebellion arc now. I tried to follow the rules. I just don't know what they are. Kind of the story of my life. Anyway, thank you. I have thanks to give out. I have thanks to Pierce the Heavens, who said on the last slasher story, maybe the real PTSD is the undead, mass-murdering serial killer friends we made along the way. And you know what? I think he might be right. And also in answer to Pierce's question, yes, we are going to have a gaming night soon. There's a Dungeons and Dragons night coming up next week, and there is also the Pound Cake and Bakers hangout coming up in the last week, which we're coming into, the last week of the month. So we will have fun. And for anyone who wants to join us for the games and hangouts and hijinks, that is done through the Discord server that is accessible through your Patreon access. Over on my throne wish list, I have to say thank you to You Know Who. And You Know Who knows who You Know Who is, and I know who You Know Who is too. And also to Lion in Winter. Thank you so very much. And for the daily reading of the name changes, there is now My Last Name Wasn't Long Enough. Abel has changed his name to Digging Holes with the Boys to Steal Jack's Nuts. Quasi Quafter has changed his name to Your Elders, a stout fellow, a die-hard fan, who perhaps witnessed that historic battle between Felipe and Bishop. Duke's new name / status update is Duke is staying up past his sleep time to listen to Dreamy's audios. It is so worth it. Thank you, Duke, and I'm very sorry that I was late posting last night. I will try to do better. Oh dear. Force has changed his name to Two Whole Adult Raccoons? In there? I have no idea what that means, and I am afraid to ask. Art says, lol, no estoy mandando mensajes, es el festejo del 20 de noviembre, fuck, I can pronounce this, noviembre en Mexico, okay, I need to start this over. That was tragic. That was pathetic. No estoy mandando mensajes, es el festejo del 20 de noviembre en México y un pequeño chiste de doble sentido? Perdón, jeje. Okay, so first off, clearly I'm not the only person who is not clear on what day it is, but also I have no idea what that joke was. I'm sorry, Art. I know that it was funny to you. It didn't translate to me. What is it? November 20th. I know it's not Independence Day. Oh, Revolution Day in Mexico. Okay, everybody. Let's wish Mexico a happy Revolution Day on the 20th. I still don't know what the joke is, though. And moving along, the last name change we have, Tombury Shuffle is now called The Friends We Made Along the Way. I'm glad whatever was brewing up yesterday with the war they were planning is now seemed to be settled down. Oh wait, is that the revolution that I just made the connection? Okay, now I get the joke, I think. I'm pretty sure that just took me a full day and an explanation, and I still wasn't entirely clear. I'm sorry for ruining your joke, Art. I'm so sorry. I think we have established that I am not the translator droid you're looking for. And moving past my ever-failing, ever-flailing Spanish lessons, I would like to thank all of my patrons, but especially my Pound Cakes and Bakers, Mr. Rickles, Anand, Sanant Sand 56134, Goose, Beanie from Blighty, Kahlua Bear, the robot llama, Cody, pierce the heavens, Beta Omega, Omega Beta, Epsilon, Dreamy Assassin, activate, please confirm target multiple fashion offenders, and Christian Caleopa. Why I'm still laughing at that a day later, I don't know. It was good. It was silly. All right, guys, you guys have a great weekend, and I hope you will be as good to yourselves as you are to me. I hope you will smile as much as you make me smile, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.